What is going on, everybody? Let's play some Goobies. You're probably shocked to hear that line on this channel. Today, we're still on that quest for 1,000 subscribers. I know we can do it this week. I believe. And if I believe, then maybe it'll happen. We're going to revisit a run that I failed at recording quite a while ago, and that was my Splinters and Spikes build. So I think the key here is we just make projectiles really strong, and then just get a bunch of Splinters and Spikes. I'm not sure how the patches are... the recent patches are going to affect this build. I don't think it'll be too bad, but really as long as we get a whole bunch of spikes and a whole bunch of splinters, that's mission accomplished, right? We'll take the splinters. Sorry Mumza, aka Mumba. What do we want here? I think we can take the hardened tip. I believe that at least applies to our splinters. I'm actually not sure if it applies to our spikes though. More splinters. I mean, really the whole idea is that we just get a ridiculous number of splinters and spikes upgrades and see what happens. Yeah, we'll definitely take chain here. Let me know what you thought about that upgrade choice in the comments, please. We have a pretty good start on both our splinters and spikes, so maybe that means this run will work out. Oh, I was going to take Mumza, but we have more splinters going on. I don't think we'll take a on-death effect. I think we'll just leave it at splinters and spikes just to see how we can do with just those. Do we want the pierce? I don't think we need the pierce. We're already got chain going. We already have fork going. So let's get our best friend Mumza, because Mumza increases the damage of all these splinters, which is fantastic. I did see a spike on offering. Oh, we missed the 3 times spike by 1. That would have been pretty glorious early on. I guess we'll do the projectile, the pierce. Like that. Works for what we're trying to do. I'll definitely take the crushed ruby. I feel like if we can get cardiac arrest for maxing out the ruby, it's going to be very strong with this build. Especially if we get our projectiles to a ridiculous place. I really appreciate multiple mini bosses on the first map. Oh, lots of splinters on offer here. We'll take one. 1 times, we're happy with that. Anytime you get a a roulette wheel, and it gives you an item that you're actually trying to build for, even if it's a 1 times, that is glorious. So I'm thinking about trying out a live stream or 2. Would probably have to be on Saturdays or Sundays. Probably wouldn't be like a big long thing or anything. But I just wanted to see what everybody's thoughts were on that. If that's something people would be interested in tuning in for, or if you just want your Goobies videos and that's that. Just thought it might be something a little bit fun to do. I might actually pass here. I don't think that this is really strong for us. I mean, maybe it's okay. Yeah, it's probably okay. We can just do it. It's fine enough. We'll do the yellow sapphire. It's a little bit more damage. If we're taking Mumza, we can probably take yellow sapphire. More cracked ruby? Of course we're doing that. I feel like this has been a pretty good start to what we want to get here. I really want to get the cracked... Oh, we have to get splinters here, right? 2 times. Look at all the splinters that were offered here. Like, the game is telling us that they want us to max this out. Maybe the game wants us to max out this cracked ruby too. They kind of wanted us to do ghost blobs. I think that's like the 3rd time it's been offered. Oh, mini boss, I didn't even hear ya. We're definitely going to get to 100% crit, so might as well take the crit damage. This feels pretty good. I mean, we're on stage 2, so pretty much every build probably feels good at this point. We annihilated that boss. You know what? We're going to do it. I'm not happy about it. We're going to click this button on the right here. And just not worry about it. That's probably worse than getting a dissolve, but we'll take it. Just to appease the orb amplifier gang. More projectiles? Of course we will. Mini boss somewhere. We will find you, and oh, 2 mini bosses. We will find you and we will take your loot. Are we taking yellow sapphire again? I don't really want to go slash this run. I mean, it is good, but I just want splinters and spikes to be doing their thing. We can take a Munza. Boy, we still have another mini-boss somewhere. Big-ass map, so it takes a while to find them. Give us the ruby. We weren't even close. I'm just going to dissolve that. I don't want the mass. The mass doesn't hurt the build, but I just want the things that we're trying to build for. I don't want the things that we're not trying to build for. We have an idea. We want to see if it works. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And I think it's fun to do builds that aren't reliant on death effects. We're on a bad little dissolve run here though. This feels like an enormous island. Two times slash. Do we take it? Or do we stay true to the splinters and spikes? We're going to stay true to the splinters and spikes. And the mumses. I want to see how far we can go with this. Fork or attack speed, both very nice here. I think we'll just do the fork for now. I kind of feel like just more projectiles is what we want. We want to hit the enemy and just have like 30 projectiles pop off them. Right now this is just like purely a splinters build. Because we did not get deep enough on the spikes. Oh, I'm a little conflicted here because I think this is super important, getting this cracked ruby maxed out, but we have to go with the extra stacks of the splinters. We have to do it. It just makes so many splinters that just delete the bosses at low levels. And look, we were rewarded with... It's way too late to take this, right? But, you know, there are people, orb amplifier or death, so we'll do it. At level 30, orb amplifier definitely never pays off. That's alright though. It's kind of fun to take it. We can do some more chain. More chain is more projectiles, right? Everything just is getting obliterated right now. Mamza. Looks like our mini boss luck is starting to dry up. We had a pretty good chain of mini bosses going. Can we get a new mini boss streak, please? Oh, it has splinters on this wheel. Give it to us. Don't do that to us. Why? The game is messing with us. Well, we're getting a lot of XP now. But actually, that's really bad to get 4 times on, because it just caps at 4. Once you have 4, that's it. It's just like, yeah, we're good. You don't get. We'll even go in here. See, like this is the same as if we had 4. Should at least give us the extra percentile. I think we can just go attack speed here. We're too late to get this maxed out, I think, but it does help. Is Splinter just way better than it's given credit for? It's probably one of those skills that's often just overshadowed by on-death effects. Because they're kind of exploding everywhere, and if you have like one of the fire explosions, the fire explosion is just exploding over top. I think we'll just do a dissolve off this one. The daily challenge today is AoE kills, so of course we pick a build that has absolutely no AoE in it. Which is good to note, good to remember. Do I do Mumza or more chains? Let's get the Mumza, just because this line right here, all damage delta is increased by 15. Like when we're shooting off, I think it's 24 splinters. Let's check that. Yeah, 24 splinters, and we get 15 extra damage on all of them. That's a lot. How do we do on the boss? Pretty good. I mean, I don't know what everybody else thinks your time to kill a boss should be, but that felt pretty good. Starting to get the harder basic bosses or mobs. Do we do this? I think we're just going to do this crumbled sapphire. I think we got the chain doing what we want it to do. And really, we want the splinters and spikes to be the things doing all our damage. Or for this run's case, just spikes. Maybe I should add Blob Moon on for this run. This is going quite well. We do have everything else on though for making the enemies harder. AoE, we actually will dissolve that. I don't think we have anything that does AoE. We'll just take our 40% of a level or whatever it is. I don't like getting into these dissolve trains. We gotta stick to the plan. The build is good enough at this point. Like we're gonna turn this into a good run, even if we don't get another level up for the rest of the game. So we just gotta stay true to the build. We're not here to make the most optimal builds anyways. I mean, maybe it's occasionally fun to do like a 3-hour run, but I don't want to be doing a 3-hour run every day for these videos. Big spiking. I feel bad for Big Spike. We got so many less spikes than we did splinters. Maybe this mini boss will just load us up with like a 3x spike right here. Nope. There was spike on there though. Hardened tip sounds great. Well, not great, but acceptable. Make our splinters even more powerful. Oh, I didn't even know we had a mini boss there. Oh, 60% AoE. The crit chance we'll take, right? 84% crit chance. Oh, well, we got a bunch of guys here, so we're gonna run around for a little bit. Oh, we don't have any magnets, do we? We messed up. That's alright. You got to see us just kill a couple extra mobs. That granted us absolutely nothing. I think we're 1 ruby away from cardiac arrest now. Would be quite nice to get that, so I think that will help us kill the tankier mini bosses later on. I think we've got the boss damage locked in. I don't know, I just feel like all the projectiles that span off your initial hit just kind of obliterate the boss. Especially when you got a nice little pile of mumsas going on. Go thick hide here. Can have a little bit of defense. And a little bit of mini boss. I think we're probably chilling to close to an hour on this build. Maybe that's wrong, but I mean, 20 minutes we feel like we're obliterating everything. Things will of course get harder, but I just don't see it getting to a point where it's all of a sudden tricky for us. Like, this is a tough pack, handled. We just have to see the big armored guys. Oh, I think we have 2 mini bosses here. 3, well, 1 down, but 2 more mini bosses. Okay. We don't want to kill the boss yet. We don't want to get into a position where we can't kill the mini-boss. Okay, saw the mini-boss down here. We're good to kill the main boss. Some crit damage. Some more chain? Do a little bit of clear because we knew we had a magnet there. And we out. Stage 6 right now. Let's call stage 10 a successful run. If we die before then, not a successful run. I think that's very doable. Okay, here are the big armored guys just deleted as soon as we hit them. So on-kill effects, not necessary when you're in Splinterville. Let's get some more Mumsa up in here. I mean, this is 3 damage. This is 1 more damage. So Mumsa's just better. Mumsa also applies to everything. Disgusting. Bingos, astats, you disgust me. That's gross. We don't want anything to do with blobberangs. So that guy was pretty tanky. And that's why we need the cardiac arrest. So we get cardiac arrest, which is 1 more ruby. I think that guy just dies real quick. And that feels like the thing that our build is short right now. His mini-boss killing power. But we're 1 upgrade away from solving that. Well, that guy got annihilated. All for 5% crit damage. Ziggurat will be our toughest boss just because they're the smallest. Now, this obviously makes the build real good. But we don't want the build to be real good. We want the build to be real fun. There's so many enemies here. We're just gonna kill some and then zip back, grab the magnet, and out. So we don't have like ridiculous damage penetration. We have okay damage penetration. But when there gets to be tons and tons of mobs on the screen, we kind of are just chipping away row by row, which is not ideal. But still, like nothing even getting close to threatening us here. As we cruise towards level 50 here pretty quick. What do we get? What do we get? Do we take this? Yes, we'll just take it. That just gets us over 100% crit, gets us into mega crit territory. And then I think we're now dissolving crit for the rest of the game. Because even if the Goobies scientists are correct about the mega crit calculations, which is 10 crit past 100 equals 1% chance for a mega crit, it's just not worth it. Even if you blast off like a 60% crit chance, like 6% mega crit just doesn't move the needle for me. We'd rather have 1 level of Spiky Tide. Everybody's just getting annihilated by us. You love to see it. I'm gonna turn damage numbers on. I want to see a lot of numbers. All in like the 100 to 200 range. But I mean, when your splinters are doing 24 projectiles and they're all doing 100 to 200 damage, I don't know, that seems pretty good to me. We got splinters and spikes on here, so of course they give us the blobber ring. And we ain't down with the blobber ring. There are some of you out there that maybe are down with the blobber ring. I am not one of those people. Actually, blobberang would have been totally fine to accompany this build. I don't really think it would have added anything though. Ooh, we are getting closed in on a little bit. That's kind of interesting. We're killing lots of enemies. But they are slowly winning this war of attrition. Ooh, baby! We love that. Alright, now it's time to go up top and just murder the vacuum boy. Gone. I don't know if that actually helps our regular clear speed though. Give us something glorious. 2 times hailstorm. Not glorious. That would actually be like the opposite of glorious. So level 50, so this is more or less what our build is. What do you think? More chain? Probably. Don't know if that damage really helps us at this point, especially now that we know that when there's massive numbers of enemies on the screen, we're struggling a little bit to clear the screen because we have no on-death effects. I was just gonna say, I swear that there was a boss, a mini boss that spawned. AoE. Game's messing with us now. With such good luck early on. And now, nothing. We just kind of relax. Relax and pray that we hear the mini boss gong. Then we have to actually find the mini bosses. Well, we killed the mini boss. Oh, there it is. And then another one spawned. Crit damage we'll happily take. Get these 100 to 200s up to 200s to 300s. Crit chance? Nope. What do you think's better? Probably just this flat damage over the 1 projectile damage. Well, once we actually hit the boss is dead. Ooh, that's very nice. So we might have just fixed our damage penetration problem. Let's see. Maybe not quite. We're good though. Stage 10. Stage 10 and blast it. Numbers wise, are the mega crits just like double crits, or are they more? I guess I don't actually know that. I assume that they're just double crits. I mean, I'm pretty sure I just saw one that was like 229. So, as long as it's not like, whoa, so many red guys bombing us. Game, what are you doing to us? Can we get through there? Oh god, that was a mistake. These red guys feel like cheating on this level. They're coming after us. God, I love seeing that like 50k life on the mini boss and just gone. Well, we're not in an ideal spot here now. Okay, Mumza is at least going to come to us, which is probably for the best. Because I don't think we were getting down there to Mumza. Oh, why can't you bump that by one? Movement speed? No thanks. Movement speed, like, yes, it technically would have increased our damage because we do have a couple yellow sapphires. It just, like, makes your character more likely to die. Especially when we're on double speed for us and double speed for the enemies. So everybody's running at top speed out here. Should probably at least kind of try to stay near the middle. Just for when the boss spawns, that we don't get stuck somewhere behind a wall of enemies. A big guy from 85k to 0. Oh, and then we got a really nice 40% damage multi there. Did we kill 2 there, or 1? I don't know. Might as well do the spiky hive. I don't think we had an extra mini boss there. Just got a little confused on that one sound we heard. Come on, get out of here. Ooh, mini boss though. Did we have a magnet somewhere? Yes, right there. I really like being able to do a run where you have no on-death effects every once in a while. I feel like they're kind of a crutch in this game, because they're really good. Like, all of them. You can make all of them really good. And on the majority of your runs, one of the on-death effects is probably going to be your highest damage dealer. The red shooters they play dirty. Like, a lot of the time they're shooting at you from off the screen, which is not cool. Especially when we're down to like such a small circle to play in. As the enemies slowly close in on us. Oh, we gotta do the big spikes. So now, every time we take another big spikes, it gives us 5 more mini spikes that spawn off the big spike. So if you end up with like 10 big spike upgrades, you'll have like 50 mini spikes that fire off after it. %crit damage is really nice. I think I went through that portal right as a magnet spawned there. Could have stayed and killed everything, but honestly, this deep in the game, I'd rather just move on to the next map, get to the next boss sooner. Because we're not gaining many levels at this point. Like, maybe we'll get one or two more this run. But that's it. I mean, you don't have many runs that get to, like, level 60. Well, maybe you guys do. I don't. I was about to jinx myself and say, hey, this map feels a lot easier than the last few. But that's how I get, like, instantly killed, isn't it? So I'm not going to say that this map is feeling way easier than the last ones. There we go. Now they're closing in on us. Kind of weird that the little armored guys are the ones that are causing us problems. Just their vast quantities. There's like a big wave of the sack guys there. They could actually like explode and do us in. Maybe we're just not killing them at a fast enough rate for that to matter. Some more attack speed. We'll take it. At this point, we gotta try to get to an hour. We are running out of steam on this build, but I quite enjoyed this. Nothing fancy, you know. I don't think we have like, well, we have all the base projectile stuff, which I would consider kind of meta skills. But then splinters and spikes, no way that they're meta. And they've done us very well, especially the splinters has done us extremely well this run. Alright, we didn't quite make it to an hour, but that felt pretty strong. So 70 million off our projectile. Was this really just a projectile run? 8.7 on the big spikes. Alright, 51 million on the splinters, but apparently this was just a projectile and splinters run. That went pretty well. You know, even if we would have had like, if we would have picked up one on death effect like that roulette wheel that offered us the 2 times ghost blobs, I think we could have gone at least a little ways further. But this was a fun one. I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'm out.